Edge Advisors, Avera Orthopedics, Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, Kruger Contracting, Century Business Products, and the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency of American Family Insurance. Governor Sports is also sponsored in part by Dakota Mart, TMA, First Dakota National Bank, May Adam Law Office, Edward Jones, Avera St. Mary's Hospital, Wegner Auto, Ram Tire, and by Zander Auto Parts, American Bank and Trust, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, Oahe Federal Credit Union, the Ramkota Hotel and Conference Center, Tokyo Hibachi and Sushi, Bauman Lumber, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. And coverage of high school sports on River 92.7 is also brought to you by these special in-game sponsors: Bank West, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, Central Dakota Eye Care, Envirotech, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection, Rounds Financial Services, Comtech, Coca-Cola Bottling, Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial, Hermanson Endodontics, Family Dental, Cowboy Country Stores, and Gale's Gas Service of Pierre. And now Pierre Governors Sports on the official home of the Governors, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
And thank you very much. And welcome once again. A good Friday, everybody, as we get you to the postseason. It's a brand new season of high school basketball as everybody going 0-0 coming in. But the top 16 make the Sodak 16, and that's what we have coming up for you. 2 nights in a row, in fact, of Sodak 16 basketball with trips to the state tournament on the line. Tomorrow night for the boys as they go to Huron. Tonight, we're at O'Gorman High School in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, one of the top teams in the state, and the Bishop O'Gorman Knights will take on the Pierre Governors, our girls edition of Sodak 16 basketball. Good to be with you once again. I'm Brian Oakland with play-by-play coming up alongside Caleb Brozick, who is here with live ticket. The cameras are up and rolling. The court is empty so far. There's no sub-varsity games anymore, with just the varsities getting set to play postseason basketball. We've got William Wilson and Cortana Mancuso back in our River 92.7 studios to keep us up and running from an audio standpoint as well. We thank all of them for doing their part, and we thank you for joining us here tonight on the official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com. Pierre Governors have made the state basketball tournament the last 3 years running, and they'd sure like to go back again. Obviously, it's been a difficult season, 5-15, coming on a 3-game losing streak, including a competitive loss to Sioux Falls Roosevelt at home last Friday night, but then up at Watertown, things didn't go so well for the Governors, a 56-31 loss. O'Gorman has, they've done just about everything right this season after losing their first game of the year to the Brandon Valley Lynx. Well, Brandon Valley's gone undefeated at 20-0 this season. O'Gorman has gone unbeaten since that season opening loss to the Brandon Valley Lynx. They are 19-1, and they've got things going on all cylinders here tonight. As we get into our coverage, the broadcast of this postseason high school basketball game is being held under the direction and with authorization from the South Dakota High School Activities Association. We'll talk about it in a 3-minute timeout, and we'll get into our Bank West pregame show. Coming back, we'll take a look at the bracket, the Sodak 16 setup, and we'll look at the boys as well, but of course focus on what the girls teams have coming up. And again, 8 games will be going on tonight, 8 tickets to the state AA basketball tournament next weekend will be punched with the results of these games tonight, including here from O'Gorman as the Knights entertain the Pierre Governors. Your Bank West pregame show comes back in 3 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor postseason basketball on River 92.7 and live streaming with a video and audio too at drgnews.com.
There when you need them the most. Bank West insurance agents Sam Kennecke and Angie Taylor are here to make your life easier.
As an independent agency, we're able to customize an insurance plan to fit your individual needs.
We work with dozens of companies to find you the best possible coverage and the best price.
For your insurance needs, contact Sam or Angie at Bank West Insurance and Pierre. Bank West, convenient, connected, committed. Insurance products are not deposits, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, and may go down in value.
Century Business Products is a proud provider of the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to the Pierre School District. Backed by 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color cost? Looking to reduce printers, Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than your local Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
It's time to stop making excuses. The peace of mind you get after a colonoscopy is worth it. It's the best way to prevent and detect one of the deadliest cancers. In fact, your doctor can remove precancerous polyps during the procedure if necessary. That's right, before it even turns to cancer. No excuses. Get a colonoscopy at 45 and follow up every 10 years or as recommended by your doctor. Find a location or schedule now at avera.org/colon.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota high school sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Welcome back to Sioux Falls. It's we're at Gorman High School where the Knights take on the Pierre Governors. This is our Bank West pregame show, Bank West for the best. Good evening again. I'm Brian Oakland. We start an hour earlier, but again, for the postseason, well, things don't always start at 7 o'clock. That'll be the case for tomorrow night's contest, too. When the Governor boys hit the road, we'll be at the Huron Arena. It'll be number 3 Huron against the number 14 power-rated Pierre Governor boys. Tonight, it's number 2 O'Gorman against number 15 Pierre. And here's how they got there. We mentioned Brandon Valley with an undefeated season, 20-0. O'Gorman at 19-1. The only team they lost to was Brandon Valley, and that was all the way back in at the beginning of the season in mid-December. And what was that? About a 9 or an 11-point victory for Brandon Valley, maybe only 7 points or something like that. So obviously those two are on maybe a collision course to meet again, but it would be the final game of the AA basketball season. They do have business to take care of, and obviously that begins tonight. Those are the top 2 seeds. Sioux Falls, Washington, and Rapid City Stevens are 3-4, both coming in with 16-4 records into Sodak's 16 night. Aberdeen Central, a 14-6 season, is the 5 seed. Jefferson at 6, Mitchell 7, and T Area all with home games in the top 8. T Area 11-9. They'll host Spearfish tonight, who is 12-8. They're the 9 seed. Harrisburg is the 10 with the 10-10 mark. Then you've got Huron, Rapid City Central, Yankton, then Sioux Falls, Roosevelt, Pierre, and Sturgis in the top 16, or the Sodak 16. The 4 teams who have seen their seasons come to an end, 17 through 20, are Watertown, Brookings, Douglas, and Sioux Falls. So here are the matchups tonight. Brandon Valley, the top seed, hosts number 16, Sturgis, and the winner of that one gets a quarterfinal round matchup in the state tournament against either number 8, T Area, or number 9, Harrisburg, as it is. In fact, it is Harrisburg at T Area. Harrisburg had the head-to-head, and they'll take over Spearfish, and they get the 9 seed there. Meanwhile, number 4, Rapid City Stevens hosts number 13, Yankton. Number 5, Aberdeen Central hosts Rapid City Central, the 12 seed. In the bottom half of a would-be state tournament bracket, you've got number 2, O'Gorman, hosting number 15, Pierre. The winner of this game in the state tournament will get either number 7, Mitchell, or number 10, Spearfish, as those 2 teams play in Mitchell tonight. Also here in Sioux Falls, number 3, Washington hosts number 14, Roosevelt, and number 6, Jefferson, playing host to the Huron Tigers. That's the girls' SODAC 16 matchups. Quick look at the boys for tomorrow. The Governors will be at Huron. The 14 at the 3. The winner of that game would get either number 6 Gorman, who will host tomorrow night against number 11 Sioux Falls Washington. Other matchups have Sioux Falls Jefferson at Brandon Valley, Rapid City Central at number 2, Sioux Falls Roosevelt, who the Governors gave quite a ball game against last Friday night. Mitchell goes to Watertown in the SODAC 16 for boys. Yankton up at Harrisburg. T area will head out to Spearfish in the 9-8 game. And the top seed, Sioux Falls Lincoln, like the Brandon Valley girls, undefeated this season. The Lincoln Patriots will host number 16 Sturgis. That's the boys' SODAC 16 tomorrow. Pierre at Huron will be at 6 o'clock. We'll be on the air at 5:30 tomorrow. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. Actually, let's take a 2-minute break. And we'll get back with Keys to Success. We'll speak with the head coaches, Kent Couls of the O'Gorman Knights, second. But first, it'll be Kirk Bout, the head coach of the Pierre Governor girls. Our Keys to Success from Central Dakota Eye Care are next. And you're listening to Pierre Governor postseason basketball.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
This winter, Beck Motor Company is your go-to Chevy dealer for automotive needs. From the tough, rugged Chevy Silverado to a versatile Equinox, we've got the perfect ride for every season. Need service? Our expert team is here to keep you cruising through winter with confidence. Beck Motor Company, your trusted local Chevy dealer, proudly serving you with top-notch vehicles, service, and customer care. Stop by today and drive away with a deal you'll love. www.beck-motors.com, 605-224-5912.
At Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual Standard of Ohio, Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Call the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, with offices in Pierre, Oneida, and Gettysburg.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
What's this song? It's missing my girl.
Let's talk Keys to Success coming into the postseason. It's SODAC 16 night for the Pierre Governor girls, taking on the O'Gorman Knights, talking with Kirk Bout, the Governor head coach. Coach, I know it's been a tough season, but a 15 seed, at least you're in the SODAC 16, but I don't know if there's a tougher team to play right now than the O'Gorman Knights, even judging by the way that from the last result that you had against them about a month ago or so. But still, when there's just one game to play, everybody's 0-0, and you've got an opportunity to do something great, for at least one more time here.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. O'Gorman is a juggernaut. I don't know how many, maybe 2 losses in the last 3 years. I think we were one of the last teams to actually beat them. Like, they lost to Brandon Valley this year, and then before that it was us. So they've only lost 2 games in 3 years. So I mean, they deserve all that they have girls that put in a ton of time, and they're very talented, so they deserve all that they get. But yeah, you're right. It's an opportunity. I mean, there's a lot of teams out there. You look at Class B and Class A, and there's a lot of 15, 16, 17 win teams that don't even get to play in the Sweet 16 game. So end of the day, it's one game, and it's one game away from a state tournament. So, and it's a fun environment no matter what happens. I know our girls are going to, show their character, and they're not going to let circumstances dictate their behavior and put it all out there. And it's a great experience for us. And obviously we're in a growing moment where we got a lot of girls getting first experience and younger and learning a lot of things as we go. And some, we have some challenges as far as our height and some things like that we're working on. So, and that's part of the deal. And proud of the girls that they've come to work every single day and remain coachable and focused on getting better. So today's no different than that.
You got a full week of practice to plan for this game, but how do you replicate what O'Gorman is going to give to you, especially defensively, when you have the opportunity to plan for them in practice?
Yeah, I mean, you do the best you can. Obviously, it's you can't really duplicate that kind of speed. They have 3 first-team All-State guards. I mean, I suppose we could maybe bring in like Lincoln Keynotes or some other guys to come play defense or something.
Bring the boys in.
But I don't know. You just do you add in some numbers. You go 6-on-5 or whatever you got to do, and rep, and hopefully it helps with the pace and things like that. But it's no secret that they're amazing at what they do. I mean, I watched their last game against Mitchell, the last game that they played, and Mitchell's a good team, really good team. And it was 40-14. So, and I thought Mitchell was actually playing pretty well, to be honest with you. So that just shows you the level that they're at. So you just got to go one play to the next. My biggest thing is, maybe you make a couple shots early, you get them thinking a little bit, you do the things that you know how to do. And if we can get it across half court and get into some offense and make them play some 2-3, that's a win. You just take it one step at a time.
I think that's the biggest thing, though. You obviously get it across half court, get in the half court offense, but boy, you got to make shots. And if you're going to move on and shock the world tonight, it's going to take a big shooting percentage to get there.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's,
100% would be good.
100%. If we make 100% of our shots, we'll have an opportunity. But, that was the thing with the Mitchell game too, is, when I was watching that game, they had, they'll give you some shots if you get it across half court, but you're sped up and you're rushed, and odds of making those shots are much lower. So when you do get those opportunities, yeah, you're right. You have to capitalize if you're going to want to have an opportunity to win.
All right. What's your pep talk to the girls? What are your keys to success today?
Oh, just that we're going to represent Pierre the right way, and that we're going to, whatever happens, it's not going to dictate our effort and our character and how we go about playing basketball.
All right, Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That's Kirk Bout, the head coach of the Pierre Governors. Coach's comments and keys to success in our Governor pregame are sponsored by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. Let's hear from them. We'll speak with Kent Couls, the head coach of the O'Gorman Knights. Keys to success continue next. This is Governor postseason basketball.
Regular comprehensive eye exams yearly are the key to finding eye problems before symptoms appear. Hi, this is Dr. Mike Bartlett. I've joined the team at Central Dakota Eye Care, continuing to provide the same high-quality care you've come to expect. I've been seeing patients here in Pierre for 30-plus years, and I look forward to welcoming you to my new location. Call us today at 605-224-6128 to schedule your appointment. Central Dakota Eye Care, 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Better vision for a great life.
Keys to success continue with the home head coach, Kent Couls of the O'Gorman Knights, on a 19-1 season, coach. And I mean, you go all the way back to the first game of the year. You lose to Brandon Valley. They're unbeaten. You're unbeaten since. And I mean, it's a lot of great basketball that you've had. It's and it's a tradition that you've put together here for the last number of years now. So congrats on the season. But you still have one game to go before you get to that state tournament. And I know as good as things have gone for you, I'm sure that you've got the girls who know that their focus is on tonight.
We do, yeah. Thanks for the nice comments. Once the regular season always finishes, the first thing when we go in the locker room we put on the board is 0-0.
Yeah.
19-1 got us the 2 seed, losing to a very good Brandon Valley team. But it's a new season. We've been around this a long time. Upsets happen and different things, and we're most concerned though just about playing really, really good basketball. That's what you talk about all season long, is growing, getting better each and every game, each and every day, going 1-0, all those kind of things, and hopefully playing your best come March. We've hit March now, so, the score will take care of itself. We literally talk to our kids about just win one possession at a time, playing as good a basketball as we can on both ends of the court, and then things will shake out, hopefully, in our favor.
I just keep seeing the scores. I haven't seen a lot of you guys on the court, obviously, this season, but seeing the scores, you obviously have that offensive talent. I know a lot of that starts with your defense, but it just certainly seems like you have gotten better and better and better every time you've taken the court.
I think we have. We we'd lost 5 really good seniors off last year's state championship team, and Julie Yeager, in particular, was a big time player for us. So kids had to adjust to different roles, and proud of the way they have accepted whatever job they have, whether it's big or small, or just being a practice player. They've embraced it. Trying to get better throughout the course of the season. The style we play, I think, is kind of fun. Kids embrace it. When you can mix up full court pressures and multiple type of defenses and get out and run and transition pretty well, since we're a pretty athletic team. It's a fun style to play, and I think the kids have really bought into doing that. And but they do know they got to be locked in and ready tonight, and every game we have moving forward, because there's no second chances.
I think to play that style, and it kind of takes me back from Central South Dakota, the Sully Buttes days when they were excelling, and they kind of played that in-your-face full court pressure, got a lot of offense off of defense and things like that. But in order to play well like that, you have to have the girls who have the chemistry and the athleticism, and obviously you have that.
They do. I mean, I think this personnel fits into the way we like to play. It's a style we've played now for 4 or 5 years. We do it throughout all levels of our program, so our kids are used to doing it. And but you're exactly right. You got to have players. You got to have kids that can make plays, that give you production. We have athletic kids. They work really, really hard in and out of season. Have a high skill level, and we're just trying to play a style of basketball that fits what we think is best for these kids to be successful each and every night out.
Got to get by Pierre tonight. About a month ago or so, you went up to Riggs High and took care of business there. And a team that I'm sure you realize just as much as we do that's a better team than what you saw, at least in the score of that game that night.
It is. That certainly wasn't indicative of the team we're going to play tonight, and we know that. And like I said, we just want to worry about ourselves. We've certainly prepared for playing Pierre tonight, but ultimately it comes down to us doing the things that we need to do to be successful in each and every given night.
All right, your big keys to success tonight then?
Rebounding is always number one for us. We got decent size, not great size rebounding. Not allowing a team second opportunities, and it allows us to get out in transition. When we get out in transition, we can finish. We can get into our full court pressure, and then turnover differential as well. We gotta take care of the ball. We've got to create some turnovers and try to find ways to score easy points.
Okay. All right, Coach. Good to see you again. Good luck tonight.
Yep. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate it.
That's Kent Couls of the O'Gorman Knights, the 2-time defending state champion O'Gorman Lady Knights, as his coach's comments and keys to success are sponsored by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. O'Gorman not only a 2-time defending champion, but they're looking for their 16th straight state tournament entrant in what would be their 29th overall. Meanwhile, the Governors would hope for their 27th overall state tournament appearance. Pierre has been in the last 3 state tournaments. They lost by 1 point in the 7th place match to Sioux Falls Jefferson last season. O'Gorman actually beat Brandon Valley by 1 point, 47-46 in the state title game a year ago. But Brandon Valley beat O'Gorman 63-54 back on December 11th. But tonight, it's O'Gorman and it's Pierre, and your starting lineups are next. In fact, let's give you the starting lineups first, and then we'll go to break. Starters are brought to you by Envirotech in Pierre. For the O'Gorman Knights, they will be led by Ruby Moore, a standout 5'8 junior in the backcourt. Sydney Terveen, also a standout guard. She's a 5'11 senior. And Sadie Merriman, a 5'10 senior, a former Harrisburg Tiger, also in the backcourt. The forwards are a couple of, there's a 4th guard, actually, London Backus, a 5'8 sophomore. The one forward is a 6-foot sophomore, Ellie Meyer, for the O'Gorman Knights. With Backus, Moore, Terveen, and Merriman in the backcourt, Meyer up front. O'Gorman off the bench will feature Lucy Koziara, a 5'8 junior, along with Olel Okoye, a 6'2 junior center, and Hayden Weber, a 5'11 sophomore. They do have size off the bench, do the 19-1 Bishop O'Gorman Knights. Head coach Kent Couls, assisted by Barry Mattice, Crystal Richter, Dan Hughes, and Kristen Riddell. The starters for the Governor girls brought to you by Envirotech, as they'll continue along with Jasmine Yost, a 5'3 senior, Molly Olson, who's had some good ball games of late, a 5'6 junior, along with Emery Larson, who will hope to have some kind of shooting night from the outside. Larson, a 5'5 senior. Forwards are Jordan Kirky, a 5'6 junior, and Kenzie Flotmeyer, a 5'6 senior for the Pierre Governors. Jasmine Yost, Molly Olson, Emery Larson, Jordan Kirky, and Mackenzie Flotmeyer. Off the bench, the Governors could bring in Zoe Bauer, Marina Bushbaum, and might see Ellen Hart, perhaps Faith Bomberger at times as well. The Governors are 5-15 on the season, 15th power rated. Head coach is Kirk Bout, assisted by Terry Becker, Carice Blanchette, and Jeff Schleckaway. Those are Envirotech starting lineups. Let's pause for 2 minutes, and we've got more of our Bank West pregame show coming up here in the Sodak 16 on Governor Basketball, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Envirotech makes life a little bit simpler. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what is handed to you, Envirotech has you covered. One call is all it takes to have easy setup, easy pickup, and easy payment. Call Envirotech at 224-4804 or use their website to pay your bill online at envirotechwaste.com. Use the mobile app Waste Connect. Check their website or receive a robocall for collection schedule due to weather or holidays. Envirotech has you covered.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to DakotaStormRoofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty, your utilities being shut off for non-payment, toll road fines, or you've won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts, and you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
That is a message from the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, their Division of Consumer Protection, as they sponsor our Law on the Court tonight. And that means our game officials, our Law on the Court, who are licensed by and assigned by in the postseason, the South Dakota High School Activities Association, to officiate this postseason Sodak 16 contest. So congratulations to them for that honor. And we appreciate them for doing what they do in officiating high school sports, which very oftentimes is a thankless job. So tonight's game officials are Parker Bailey, Michael Moran, and Connor Singeisen. Tonight's game officials with our appreciation. Parker Bailey, Michael Moran, Connor Singeisen. Thanks, guys, for being our Law on the Court, sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Consumer Protection Division. The schedule of games tonight, as we'll pass that along again as we start here at 6 o'clock. Brandon Valley and Sturgis in Brandon starts at 6 o'clock as well. T-Area and Harrisburg will start at 7, as they've got about 7 miles in between them. Gorman and Pierre, of course, 6 o'clock. Mitchell and Spearfish, the other game in this part of the bracket, played in Mitchell with a 6 o'clock tip-off. Out in Rapid City, Stevens hosts Yankton. That'll be a 6 o'clock Mountain, so they'll start at 7 Central. Aberdeen and Rapid City Central, 6 o'clock Central Time. Washington and Roosevelt are at 6 o'clock, as are Jefferson and Huron. So really only a couple of 7 o'clock starts. That's Rapid City, Stevens, and Yankton, T-Area, and Harrisburg. Everything else, 6 out of the 8 AA contests tonight will start, as we do, here at 6 o'clock. The Governors are out in road black. They'll wear black with green numbers and trim. O'Gorman will have home whites with a royal blue and gold trim when we get this game going. Let's take a 1-minute break, and we're tipping it off. Your Comtech opening tip coming up in the Sodak 16 here on your official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. They make it easy when looking for a new vehicle, getting all available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at capitalcityfordtoyota.com or stop into Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for all your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Comtech has your technology solutions. Check out their showroom located right off the truck route on Irwin Street. Come in and see what you've been missing. A large selection of TVs, sound systems, and smart speakers, PCs, desktops, and tablets, home and business security and telecommunication systems. Comtech is your all-in-one solution for any technology needs. Wishing all athletes the best of luck in today's competition. Comtech. Come see what you've been missing.
Comtech sponsors our opening tip, and that's coming right up. You're listening to Pierre Governor postseason basketball.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety, River 92.7, KGFX FM, and K296FI Pierre. When you're distracted, who's driving?
Welcome to Bishop O'Gorman High School in Sioux Falls. Number 2, Sioux Falls. O'Gorman against the number 15 power-rated Pierre Governors. The opening tip from Comtech is up, and it's controlled by the O'Gorman Knights as Ellie Meyer, the 6-footer, defeats and out-jumps Mackenzie Flotmeyer at 5'6". Here's the Knights heading near court to far. As they'll skip passes all across. This is a very good half-court team. I think everybody who certainly saw these two teams play back in late January at Riggs High Gym will understand what kind of a team the Governors are up against here tonight. A miss of a 3. They get an offensive rebound. They miss another 3, get another offensive rebound, and then a baseline jumper by Ruby Moore, who will put it up and in. Sadie Merman missed one. Sydney Terveen missed one, but Ruby Moore gets the third chance opportunity. The Knights will strike first, and they'll trap Jasmine Yost in the backcourt. Here's Merman taking it away and driving and scoring. So a quick 4 for the O'Gorman Knights. Got to break the pressure. That's the first key to success on each possession for the Governors. They get it across this time. Yost actually had maybe an open look, but she was a little surprised. Pierre will set up in the half court. Pierre coming far court to near. They've got Emery Larson in the corner, and Emery hits a 3. And the Governors are off and running. Kirk Bout going to take a quick timeout. So Governors need Emery Larson to hit. She's got her first one down. We've got our first timeout. 6:48 to play. Governors will set things up from here. A 30-second Coca-Cola break in the action right off the bat. 4-3 O'Gorman. We're back in 30 on River 92.7.
What if we said, when you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
And they'll try to make things as difficult as possible for the Knights coming up the court. Emery Larson will knock a dribble away out of bounds. Here will sag back on the half-court throw-in into the 2-3 zone. A deep 3 here for Ruby Moore. Right wing, it's no good. Ellie Meyer has an offensive rebound. Her putback won't go, though. And the Governors get the rebound here and can move it up the floor. No, they can't. Terveen takes it away. Another steal, but taking it right back as Molly Olson, as the Governors get a takeaway. 4-3, 6:15 to play. An early timeout for Kirk Bout, and that's a very interesting thing. And I was wondering actually how he would use his timeouts. It's a do-or-die ball game for the Governors, who are a heavy underdog. You might as well use them early. Give yourselves as much of a chance as you can. Here's a deep 3 for the Governors. And Emery Larson, she hit one a little bit ago, misses this one. Now Ruby Moore on the other end will try another, but Terveen has a long rebound. That's 4 offensive rebounds already for the Knights. A putback no-go by Terveen, but another offensive rebound. They'll feed it back inside to Ellie Meyer, who has it up and in for 2. 5 offensive rebounds for O'Gorman. That's probably going to be the biggest thing. And Kent Couls said, rebounding always the first and biggest key to success. Here's a loose basketball, and Terveen takes a swat at it around Ellen Hart, who is into the game, a 5'4" sophomore for the Governors. And another sub coming in for Pierre will be Zoe Bauer, a 5'5" freshman. Out goes Jordan Kirky. Actually, it's Flotmeyer checking out. Kirky will inbound to our left in front of the student body. Terveen tried to get it into Larson. She wasn't looking. This will be a takeaway for Ruby Moore, but she can't get the left side layup going coast to coast. And Moore will knock the rebound away and out of bounds. Ruby, who is the leading scorer of this team. And if you followed O'Gorman basketball in the last 5, 6, 7 years, that name of Moore has been very, very common. There's been 5 more girls coming through, and some of them ended up at Northern State, where they still are. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Here's Molly Olson, open for 3, but that one misfires. And it's taken by Terveen on the backside. Heading the other way with a 6-3 advantage. O'Gorman, Moore slices and dices left side, lays it up and in with the right hand. Ruby Moore off to a 4-point start. It's 8-3. Pierre continues to play a little bit of catch. She'll get it across the timeline without a dribble. Taken by Bauer, who gets it to Ellen Hart, but her pass down to the corner is tipped and stolen by Terveen. Up ahead, transition, basket's good. It'll count as Terveen, actually London Backus had the steal. It's Terveen who gets the finish. And the first foul of the night for the Governors will go to Ellen Hart. First team foul for Pierre. I think Backus just checked out. She did. Chance at a 3-point play and add to a 10-3 lead for Sydney Terveen, and the free throw is good. Their first of the night. 11-3. There's a tip and a takeaway, and that's the newest player into the game, and she'll score. Hayden Weber, the 5'11 sophomore. She steals the inbound pass and then is fouled by Kirky in the act of shooting. She's got a chance at a 3-point play. Kirky's first personal. She'll check out. 13-3. And the free throw for Weber is good. 14-3, and O'Gorman still ever present in the backcourt as Weber knocks it away on the inbound again. Then Molly Olson will try to get it in from the sideline this time. O'Gorman came to Riggs High Gym back in the last game of January, defeated the Governors 81-25. Obviously a high-powered offense, as Olson will get trapped, and a tip and a steal for Ruby Moore, who will feed up ahead. And a layup is good for Sydney Terveen, and Kirk Bout needs to take his second timeout here in the first 4 minutes of the ball game. 4:11 to play. Coca-Cola breaking the action already. 16-3. O'Gorman still every bit as good as advertised. They'll take a 1-minute break. Will the Governors? That's a Coke break here on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Up in the middle of the paint. It's no good, however, and Molly Olson is back down with the Governor rebound. Here we'll try to move it up ahead. Marina Bushbaum stops shy of the center line, then passes across to Olsen. Here with a chance to get set up in the half court. Larson thought about three, yields to him to Ellen Hart. Hart gives it to Bauer, gets it back, then gives it back. Over on the left side, she'll skip it to Larson for three, and Emery's got her second of the night. And that's all the Governors have on the board so far, a pair of triples for Emery Larson. Olsen tries a steal, can't get it from Weber. O'Gorman still with it. Now a pass to the high post. Nice zip underneath. Merriman feeds Ellie Meyer, who will score. And again, you can't play like this without a whole lot of chemistry, and that's what O'Gorman has. I mentioned that's what Sully Buttes had a long time ago in girls hoops, and that's what I saw last night as well. If you were listening to regional high school basketball, a Class B Sodak 16 game, we went out to Spearfish last night with the Jones County Coyotes, and they ran into a buzzsaw in the name of the Harding County Ranchers. They played the exact same way that O'Gorman plays. The Governors had a 10-second violation, by the way, and that'll be another turnover. So Gorman has it back with a 12-point lead, 18-6. Inside, outside, three ball, Weber. This one dances across. Emery Larson will pull down a rebound. Off of the Hayden Weber miss, Governors able to push it up ahead. Olsen looks inside. Marina Bushbaum is on the floor. She'll play the post right now. Bushbaum's pass is tipped and stolen. Another steal for the Knights. And it's Terveen up ahead. Moore tries a dipsy-do layup here, but it will not go. And the Governors come down with another rebound. Well, if you're Pierre, you just hope O'Gorman misses as much as possible tonight, and you hope you, in a perfect world, can hit as many shots as you can. As well, O'Gorman will commit a foul on the floor. Pierre trying to progress up ahead. Lucy Koziara, a 5'8 junior, has been in for a little bit, and she is the guilty party. That is the second team foul for the Knights. Bauer skips one across. Larson will quick fire, but that one's off the mark. So she's 2 for 4 from long ranges. Koziara comes down with a rebound, and we've got a foul on the Governors up around half court, as Zoe Bauer will give a little nudge to the ball handler. 2:14 to play. Quarter number one, it's 18-6. O'Gorman off and running, and then we mentioned O'Gorman beat Pierre 81-25. At Riggs High on, I think it was January 30th or something like that, a Friday night. O'Gorman has only averaged 66 points a game, but that's because running clocks and things like that, mercy rule timing, have affected their ability to score a little bit more. Terveen misses a three. Well, they did get 81, even with the running clock against the Governors, and they've scored 70 or 80 in just about every game that they've played a full 32 minutes. There's a shot up and good for Zoe Bauer. Baseline assist on the pass from Ellen Hart. Bauer hits the 16-footer. Her first two. Governors within 10, and O'Gorman pushes it up the floor too quick. They'll throw it out of bounds. And that's their second turnover as Kent Couls goes 3 for 3. Weber and Koziara and also Ellie Meyer checking out. Our first look at Aluel Okoye, a 6'2 junior, providing the height off the bench for the Knights. Here's another tentative pass, tipped and taken away by Ruby Moore. Race to the bucket, and she'll win it. There she'll lay it up and in. Ruby with 6. 20-8. So Gorman already on pace to score 80 points in this game as well. Still a minute 10, counting down quarter number one. Hart across the timeline, but she'll throw it into the paint, and Okoye is there for an easy interception. Up the floor goes Merriman. She'll feed underneath. Okoye will score, and another timeout taken by the Pierre Governors. Aluel Okoye with her first two off the bench, 22-8. The Governors will use their third timeout. With 58 seconds to play, quarter number one. We're back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor postseason basketball.
Pests don't wait, and neither should you. At Olson's Pest Technicians, we've been protecting homes and businesses for over 55 years. From bats in the attic to rodents in the walls, ants in the kitchen, termites underground, even swarms of mosquitoes, We've seen it all, and we handle it all. With expert technicians, ethical treatments, and service across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa, you can count on Olson's to get the job done right. Contact us today at Olson's Pest Technicians. Family-owned, community-trusted.
Wow, Bill.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Every sport in South Dakota needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Back in Sioux Falls, the Governors will break pressure this time out of that timeout. And again, Governors are trying to keep this game as close as possible. Here's a spot up three, and it's good off the bench. It's Alex Ludeman, a 5'5 freshman, who checks in, but the Governors will get beat up the floor. And it is Sydney Terveen who will get the layup. Here comes Flottmeyer across the timeline. Kinsey back in there, threads the needle to get a pass, and they'll get it to Emery Larson, who will try another three, but this one misses everything. It'll be out of bounds. 20 seconds to play in the first. It's 24-11. And O'Gorman, obviously a very well-oiled machine. Shot clock is off as they can play for a last shot. London Backus in there. She'll get it inside to Moore. Outside, and a three-point attempt. Shot is up and good for Sadie Merriman. Sadie, a former Harrisburg product. Brother Jacoby was a player of the year a couple of years ago, and she's contributing to the O'Gorman cause quite nicely here tonight. 27 on the board for the O'Gorman Knights. They'll lead on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard at the end of one, 27-11. Our scoreboard from Gales Gas Service in Pierre as we pause for 60 seconds. Quarter number 2 coming up next. Pierre Governor postseason basketball is on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
So much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
What if the market shifts? What if the margins on your farm keep getting tighter? Simplot Grower Solutions is here to help. Simplot Crop Advisors know South Dakota corn, soybean, wheat, and other crops like you do because they live and work here. So, even if the market shifts or the margins keep getting tighter, you'll have the insight and support to keep moving forward. Simplot Grower Solutions.
The Corner Station Convenience Store. Back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Is off the mark. No good. O'Gorman the other way, and they get out the left elbow effort from Sydney Terveen. No good. Ellie Meyer with an offensive rebound. Put back no good. Give her another offensive board, and on the right side, a layup no good. But one of the Lady Knights will go to the free throw line. O'Gorman just plays that quickly. Talk about with Coach Colesrud, in order to play this style of ball, you've got to have some kind of chemistry. Everybody knows what everybody is doing at all times on the court, and you get players who just release on every shot, and their transition game is good as you'll find. 1 out of 2 here from the free throw line for Sydney Terveen, but she'll come up with a steal on the inbound, feed to Ruby Moore. Shot no good, and Jordan Kirky down with the rebound. As she puts it on the floor, it'll be knocked away. Knights lead 28-11. Ryan Oakland with a play-by-play. Glad to have you aboard this evening here in Sioux Falls. Nice fake of a shot by Ludeman. She'll drive on the left baseline to our right, but miss the shot. Moore down with the rebound, and she'll push it all the way up ahead. The pass interrupted. Pierre gets a takeaway here. They have the numbers. Molly Olson will try to win the race. A layup, it will not go, but Molly will go to the free throw line. And it was Larson and or Zoe Bauer who get in the way and get a steal. I think I'll give that one to Bauer for now. Just a minute gone by and some change here in the second period. Foul here goes to Sadie Merriman. Putting Molly Olson at the free throw line. First attempt is good. That's the first free throw attempt of the evening for the Governors. London Backus out. Hayden Weber back in. 28-12 our score. Pierre, all in all, not a bad offensive first half, but again, they're getting outshot by the Knights 23-8. Here's Olson hitting 2 for 2, and they're back within 15, 28-13. Well, Gorman hitting 12 of 23 in that first half. The Governors hit 4 of 8, but only one shot attempt in that first period came from inside the three-point arc. Here's Weber on a floater. That's off the back of the rim, and a good block out here for Zoe Bauer. Here comes back the other way, but a pass gets away. It'll be scooped up by Terveen heading the other way. Spot up 2 is good for Ruby Moore. So Ruby with 8. 30-13, O'Gorman, early second period. Already to a big lead. And here's another tip and a takeaway. The steal this time for Sadie Merriman. They get it just like that, up ahead to Terveen. And Sydney Terveen scores another. Now Ruby Moore stealing the inbound, but she'll miss the layup. Tipping, and it's back into Weber. Contact, but she's under the basket. Shot no good. Merriman tries, but the Governors get a block on that one. More offensive rebounding, but now the Governors pull one down. However, a steal in the lane. Meyer leading the way, and she'll feed here to Merriman, and that is up and good. Even the tallest on the floor of the Knights will get an assist and a run of the fast break. Merriman scores to make it 34-13. Governors will have to take another timeout. Give them 60, a Coca-Cola break in the action, 5:40 to play. Let's pause for 1 minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor postseason basketball.
The Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the quarter station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The quarter station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the quarter station and the Crossing.
For over 70 years, Pitts Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitts Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
It is their style of play. They're not going to back off, at least not in the first half. Governors get the press broken. Molly Olson with a step back three. Shot no good, but it'll be Larson following the shot. Emery driving to the baseline over the top of Ellie Meyer. Can't get it to go. And the rebound this time run down by the Knights and Lucy Koziara. Knights had to save one from going out of bounds. It'll be a steal for Pierre, but the Knights come back, take it right back. Here's a three launched by Meyer. That comes up short, but saved into the hands of Moore. Koziara with the good save, and Ruby Moore will hit one from the mid-range. 36-13. Ellen Hart in the backcourt. Moore with another steal, and that went in and out and back in again. 38-13. O'Gorman continues to pour it on. Here's Moore with another steal. The Governors are trying to play awfully quick, and you kind of have to. But O'Gorman just keeps bringing the heat, and Moore with another steal and basket. Governors on the sideline. They get a trap, but Pierre will break pressure this time. Molly Olson checks the pursuit, pulls it up. Kind of take a break, but it won't last long. Governors set up in the half-court offense. It's Hart to Larson. He'll play catch around the top. Here's Marina Bushbaum at the free throw line, and a launch from deep for Emery Larson, but that's it off the mark, and it'll go out of bounds. 4 minutes to play here in the second period, 40-13. And again, kind of said the same thing about a game I saw out in Spearfish last night, Harding County and Jones County. Harding County kept that pressure alive, even though they had the game well at hand, even well into the second half. You know, teams that play this style, they probably don't even practice a half-court defense or a 2-3 zone or something like that. Here's a long three, no good. Okoye in there gets an offensive rebound, but will miss a reverse attempt on the putback. Governors with the rebound here as Hart will try to push it up the floor. Passes to Olsen. She'll be held by Koziara, and Koziara will pick up her second personal. Team foul number 2 of the second quarter. 40-13 Knights as Jordan Kirky will check in for Myrna Bushbaum. 3:32 to play in the second period. And it's plays like this. Now you see the Knights backing off because of an inbound play. They're in the 2-3. Governors will play catch out around the perimeter. Hart picks it up. Jasmine Yost back in. She gets it to Olsen, who zips and skips across. Now Hart on the top of the key. Back to Olsen. Governor left side. Kirky at the high post. Up top, here's a running floater. Shot is up and good. And that's Ellen Hart putting a 2-ball down. Knights quickly up the floor. 40-15. Governors with just their second field goal of the second period. Now on the drive is Hayden Weber, and she'll score from the right side. 42-15, under 3 minutes to play here in the second period. Larson in the backcourt, pushes it across to get it into the front court to Molly Olsen. Now Kirky back out, and a 3-ball here. It's hit by Emery Larson. That'll be her third of the night. 3 out of 7, but here come the Knights. Quickly up ahead, Koziara has it knocked away out of bounds. Governor fans thought maybe that went off of the foot of Koziara. 42-18. 3-for-3 swap in the play stoppage for the Knights. Merriman back in. They get it into her, but it's tipped out right to Ellie Weber. She'll try a 3. Merriman offensive rebound falling away. The attempt to put back no good. Here is Meyer, who has it up and in. She missed the 3. Merriman kept it alive, and Meyer kept it alive off the miss. And O'Gorman has, in many occasions, been in the right place at the right time. Not only do they have a lot of steals and takeaways in this game, they'll also induce another 10-second violation as the Governors cannot get it across the time stripe in time, but they also have an awful lot of offensive rebounds. Quick chance to count them up. I've got them with 12 offensive boards. They're out rebounding Pierre 18-10 so far. Here's Trevine backing off the lane, but comes up short on a fadeaway. And it's Hart down with the rebound. Governors up ahead. No, it's a takeaway from Merriman and contested by Larson, but Sadie Merriman will put it home. Merriman fitting right in an O'Gorman jersey. Again, mentioned she was a Harrisburg Tiger a couple of years ago. 46-18, Knights out in front. An open look at 3 for Jasmine Yost. That's no good, but a long rebound offensive for Molly Olsen, but then her pass is taken away. Tervine up ahead. Then the Knights will launch a 3 and hit. Tervine kicking out to London Backus, who takes her first shot attempt of the night and hits it. O'Gorman almost to a half a century. Here's a drive, and it is a layup good for Emery Larson, contested by Tervine. Knights quickly up ahead, 49-20 now in the final minutes of our second quarter. Backus from a perimeter 2, no good, but another offensive rebound and a putback good for Ellie Meyer. 51-20. That would put O'Gorman on pace to score a Hondo tonight, but obviously in the second half, we're going to have running clock. Another tip, takeaway, Tervine to Merriman, who gets hacked, but they let him play. And the layup is up and good. See if the Govs can get one more possession down. No, a pass by Olsen over the top of Jordan Kirky. That'll be out of bounds. Governors already with 21 turnovers here unofficially in the first half. 21.4 seconds left. O'Gorman could play for the last shot if they want to, but it's not really their style. Servine picks it up, tries to get it inside, but it's a takeaway by Molly Olson. Her second steal was going to say the Governors have a chance, but it's taken away by Ruby Moore. 5 seconds, layup, no good. Kirky with the rebound. Jordan up ahead, and the Governors won't get a shot off. And that is how our first half will come to an end. It is all Gorman. We saw it in the regular season meeting. And, of course, seeing it here tonight as well in the Sodac 16. Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it's the O'Gorman Knights 53 and the Pierre Governors 20. Scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Let's pause for 2 minutes. We go to halftime. When we come back, it's our wealth partners, Ameriprise Financial. Halftime break. When we return, you're listening to Pierre Governor postseason basketball on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Our hash mark over the middle and wide open at the 30-yard line. Carter shuffle by touchdown. Here's Olsen. Plenty of time. 3 seconds. Gets to shoot, and it's good for 3.
From football, volleyball, and soccer to basketball, wrestling, and softball, follow the Pierre Governors on the official voice of the Govs, River 92.7, and also on the River 92.7 page of the DRG News smartphone app and drgnews.com.
Welcome to Bowie Foods at Al's Oasis Plaza. My great-grandfather, Gus Bowie, opened the first store in 1905. I'm R.F. Bowie, the president of Bowie Foods. We aren't your typical store. You'll find everything you need for your family. You'll save money, and I promise you're going to enjoy your grocery shopping experience. We carry a lot of locally produced products and some things you just aren't going to find anywhere else. South Dakota owned, family owned, Bowie Foods.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
Buying or selling a home is a big decision. You need an expert who knows the market and gets results. Scott Darnall at Lee Real Estate in Pierre brings experience, local knowledge, and a no-nonsense approach to help you navigate every step. Whether you're looking for the perfect home or the best offer, Scott is committed to making the process smooth and stress-free. Ready to make your next move? Call Scott Darnall at 605-220-2676. Lee Real Estate, Meredith Lee, broker, owner.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
At Iverson Auto, our legacy is your trust. Whether you're in Mitchell or in Huron, we embody the values that have defined us for generations. We have been your partner on the road since 1948.
We bring decades of expertise to ensure your journey begins with confidence. Our goal is to turn your visit into a memorable experience, leaving you with a smile and peace of mind.
Iverson Auto of Mitchell and Huron are here to make your car buying experience smooth and enjoyable every step of the way.
Visit us online at iversonauto.com.
At Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Generational success means different things to different people. But to us, it means seeing my daughter follow in my footsteps, keeping the farm in the family, just getting to do this every day. We're Agtegra Cooperative, and we're generationally successful. That's who we are. Agtegra Cooperative.
Hey Josie, why so glum, chum? I can't find a way to get my whole group to one spot without taking all these cars. You haven't heard of Denwall Transportation? They have luxury seating buses with air conditioning, outlets to charge your phone, and other must-haves for traveling. Whoa, no way! Yeah, you should check them out. Where can I find them? You can follow them on Facebook or denwalltransportation.com, or hey, let's give them a call at 605-532-3836. Denwall Transportation, let us do the driving.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
If new home construction or a major renovation project is on the top of your list for 2026, then let's kickstart your plans with an interest rate as low as 3.99%. A construction loan at Dakota Land Federal Credit Union is tough to beat and definitely something you can build on. Visit DakotaLandFCU.com for details or stop by a friendly and convenient branch location today. Dakota Land, federally insured by NCUA.
Each day brings the opportunity to make a difference, to follow through with integrity, to solve challenges through innovative thinking, and to bring the technical know-how needed to get the job done. At Wilbur Ellis, this is how we work, standing side by side as local experts who partner with the stewards of the land. We do it together. That's the power of we.
Protect what matters most with the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, American Family Insurance. Our personalized insurance solutions ensure you're covered, no matter what life throws your way. From home and auto to farm, commercial, and life, we tailor policies to fit your unique needs. With our dedicated team and exceptional service, you'll have peace of mind knowing you're in good hands. Contact the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC.
Best of luck in today's competition to the Pierre Governors from Black Sheep Agronomy, your local agronomy experts. Black Sheep Agronomy wants you to have a successful farm plan, and they're focused on products and practices that work in this region. As community members themselves, Tyler, Tice, and Austin support area students who work hard in their school and extracurricular activities. Good luck, Governors from Black Sheep Agronomy. Call 842-6104 for all your agronomy needs.
Stay in a beautiful Black
Back
Hills.
to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Not supposed to call it that, but it is essentially a Sweet 16 format. And basically the state tournament starts tonight because the bracket essentially stays the same. But the winner will move on. Gorman is well off to a good start at that as they have the first possession here in the Comtech first possession of the second half. Knights leading 53-20. As you watch this one at drgnews.com, you'll see O'Gorman heading towards us from the far court to the near. And they'll start with a three-point attempt for Ruby Moore from the corner, but that's no good. And it is Jasmine Yost down with a rebound. Pierre tries to push it ahead, and a trap out on the wing of Emery Larson. But it is a steal by London Backus. And here come the Knights. Backus feeds inside. Ellie Meyer comes up short. Jordan Kirky got a hand on it, but it is Meyer the last to touch. So a good job in a block out there of sorts for Jordan Kirky. No scoring yet. But again, even as we begin our second half, it's already a 30-plus point margin of the lead for the Knights, so mercy rule timing is in effect, and that means running clocks. Here's a nice drive and a floater from the right baseline as Emery Larson scores her second two of the night, along with 3 triples. She's got 13 points. Governors score first after halftime, but trail big, 53-22. Knights against a 2-3 zone, putting it on the floor. Sadie Merriman driving, slicing through 2 defenders for the finish. And Merriman is into double figures with 11, scoring her first basket of the second half, 55-22. The lead back to 33, and here comes Merriman cutting off the pass. And she makes a nice move around Jasmine Yost, and Sadie Merriman scores another. So Gorman has backed off in their pressure. Maybe we won't see them pressing. Here's a long three and a rain-making three at that. Ball falls harmlessly to the floor off of a miss by Emery Larson. The Backus is the first one to get to it for the rebound. Lead is 35 for the Knights as we've got 2 minutes gone by. Merriman will fire a three and hit. From the left wing, Sadie Merriman good. She has all 7 in the second half so far for O'Gorman, 60-22. Inside, outside, another three. Larson from a long ways away, fed by Jordan Kirky. We haven't had a lot of highlight plays for the Governors, but when you see these 28-footers launched by Emery Larson and she hits them, I guess you could call that right on the money with highlight plays. And unfortunately, we haven't talked enough about that tonight. Rounds Financial Services sponsors highlight plays in our broadcast. But here's another steal for O'Gorman. And then after they had a basket, here's Merriman for 3 again. I think Terveen had the last one, but Merriman gets a 3 ball here. Now the lead is up to 40. Rounds Financial Services, where your money works for you, sponsors highlight plays in our broadcast. Rounds Financial Services of Pierre, Osaic Wealth member, SIPC. Governors have it top of the key. Slowing things down just a little bit. Here's Kirky at the free throw line. Gives it out, and now a drive by Mackenzie Flatmeyer, but this one a little too strong off the glass. And on the backside, pulled down by Backus. Up ahead, here's another 3. Other side, Merman can't get this one. Had a better look from the left wing, but misses here on the right. And the Governors get a transition basket as Emery Larson will finish. Off of that rebound, perhaps pulled down by Jordan Kirky. I'm guessing on that. 65-27. Continually running clock here in the third period. It's a push of a three by Terveen up top of the key, no good. Larson will come in and get her 5th rebound of the night. Governors head back near court to far. Govs in road black tonight. Here's Larson. This one off the mark. Emery Larson's got free reign. This will be most likely, unless the Governors have a miracle comeback, her final basketball game in Governor green and black. Here's another transition bucket. This Backus will feed to Terveen. And the layup is good. That's the bad news about missing a long three. A lot of times you get long rebounds, and that leads to easy, fast breaks, and that's what O'Gorman was able to take advantage of there. Tip and a takeaway by Terveen. Governors had a pass that was just a little too slow. Ellie Meyer battles against Kirky and scores over the top. Pretty good straight-up defense for Jordan Kirky, but Ellie Meyer's got her by about 6 or 7 inches. And Meyer scores 69-27. 3 minutes to play. Another floater here for Larson from the free throw line. On the move. It will not go. Good opportunity. Governors get a steal, and it's Jasmine Yost with a takeaway. She'll feed up ahead. Emery Larson ends up on the floor, looks to the official, and that shot is blocked by Ruby Moore. Moore with a lob underneath, and Merman will score the easy one here, and we'll have a timeout taken by the Knights to get some other people in to the game. That's really the first timeout used by O'Gorman. A Coca-Cola break in the action. See if the Governors use it. Here used 4 of their 5 allotted timeouts in the first half. Looks like we're not going to take one. We've got a towel, some towel work to clean up a spot of perspiration up the left sideline. 2:38 to play. Third quarter, what was 53-20 has turned into 71-27. The Knights have already scored 20 plus here in the third period. And again, this third quarter, they've done it without pressing as they did the entire first half. Here we'll put it in play, and that one gets through the hands of Marina Bushbaum. And that'll be picked up by Lucy Koziara. Knights the other way as Hayden Weber feeds to London Backus in the corner for a 3. 74-27. Knights scored 27 in the first, 26 in the second. Now they've got 24, still with 2 minutes to play here in the third. Oh, well, Okoye gets a block of a three-point attempt by Emery Larson. Governors tried to keep it alive. Didn't really have to. It goes out of bounds. Bushbaum the last to touch. It'll be O'Gorman basketball. As the Knights will head back in this direction. Weber across the timeline. Feeds down to Koziara right below us in the Knights' right side corner. Here's a new player into the game, Olivia Satter, who spins and drives. Satter, a 6'1 senior, and she'll earn a trip to the free throw line. Clock does stop for free throw situations, and we've got one here as Emery Larson guilty of her second personal. First foul for either team called in the second half, or in this third quarter to be more specific. Satter will rim the first one in and out, no good. Molly Olson will check out. Alex Ludeman, the 5'5 freshman, in for Pierre. Governors will get another substitution in if Satter makes this free throw, and she does. First point for the senior off the bench. Bushbaum checks out. Pierre brings in Alice Rapp, the 5'6 sophomore, for the first time tonight. 75-27. Knights better be careful, or they're going to be scoring 100 tonight. Lydia Eggert in there defensively for the Knights. Governors have it. Pick up of a dribble, but a skip pass from right to left. Zoe Bauer will feed to Ludeman. Another pick up of the dribble. Larson will try a 3, and this one off the back of the rim, but a soft touch. It comes off the backboard, and it falls. That is Larson. She hits her second of the second half. Assist to Ellen Hart, rather. I said Ludeman, but it was Hart. And now we've got an offensive foul that'll go against Satter. Taken by Alex Ludeman, who is also out there. Satter with her first personal, second turnover of the second half, just 7 in the game for the Knights, who lead 75-30. Here's Larson with a step back, launch of a 3. Too much on that, but caught on the backside, and it's put back up and in by Alice Rapp. Second chance bucket. Oh, I'm sure that was a pass all the way, right, Emery Larson? It's Alice Rapp right on the money with a highlight putback for the Governors, sponsored by Rounds Financial Services in Pierre. Here's a contact on the drive and a foul on the Knights. You saw Koziara coming down the right side, had a good look at it. I thought there might have been contact by the Governors, but they needed, actually it's no foul, it's the end of the third period. Continually running clock. The Knights continue to impress, but the Governors didn't have a bad quarter of play either. Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it's Gorman 75 and the Governors 32. Take a 60-second break. Quarter number 4 coming up next. This is Pierre postseason basketball.
Vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at DancingSky.com.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
32, Gorman outscoring the Governors 22-12 in that third period. I think I mentioned they had 24 on the board at one point, but it is 22 as we do our Riggs High math to start our fourth quarter of play. Got a foul on Olivia Satter, who picks up her second. And the Governors on the far end of the floor will inbound. Here we'll play out the string here. Obviously, can't expect them to come from behind here, but really thought they did some good things in that third quarter. Here's a Coy a little bit late and catching up to a corner 3 attempt for Zoe Bauer. And Aluala Coy pick up her first personal, but Bauer, in the act of shooting a 3 ball, will get 3 freebies here from the stripe. 7-11 to play in the fourth quarter. First one is up and good. Governors will take all of the scoring opportunities they can get from here on in. And again, the first meeting between these two teams, Pierre scored all of 25 points. As we begin our fourth quarter, Pierre is at 33 right now. Bauer will miss the second free throw. She's 1 out of 2 with 1 still to go. And the third one, also off the back of the rim, but we've got a whistle and a lane violation, and it looks like Zoe Bauer is going to get another opportunity. Gorman with a role player in, as mentioned, Lydia Eggert, starting this fourth quarter, along with Olivia Satter, senior off the bench. Next attempt here for Bauer is off the mark, and it is Okoye down with the rebound. Pierce steals it in the backcourt. The takeaway by Zoe Bauer. They get it underneath to Olsen, back out to Bauer, then Ellen Hart. Lob pass across the way to Ludeman. She'll get it down to Molly Olsen in the corner. A rare break, excuse me, for Emery Larson, who is on the bench right now. Pierre has one kicked away out of bounds, and they'll inbound. Molly Olsen takes it, finds Ludeman up top. The freshman drives, but kicks it back. 10 on the shot clock to the half circle. Good ball movement here for the Governors, but they're running out of time in the possession. Here's Ellen Hart on the move, tosses one up, grazes the rim, and it's an offensive rebound for Olsen. Her shot blocked. Then Ludeman picks it up from the right elbow. That won't go, but still another rebound And it's Hart rebounding and feeding Alex Ludeman, who hits a three. Good hustle there by the Governors, who pulled down 3 offensive boards. Chance here for Weber, no good. Okoye gets an offensive rebound, but the putback won't go. And the Governors have it here, and Olsen will lead the progress up the other way. 75-36, obviously. You're looking at the Govs who are just trying to do positive things, and you got to give them a little bit of credit here. They're not playing all that poorly here in the second half. 5.5 minutes to play. We've got a 3-ball, and we've got a foul that's called. And this is going to be Ludeman going to the free throw line as Okoye clips her. I'll be honest, I don't know if there was an awful lot of contact on this play, but so the clock stops with 5:25 to play. Enough contact to send Ludeman to the free throw line, and the shot, first of 3, is up and good. Ludeman has hit a couple of 3-balls tonight, and she puts her 7th point down. It's in the crouch. The second one is also good. Chance for one more. Govs send 3 in and 3 out. The Knights will bring in Zoe McEnany, a 5'9" senior who's in for the first time tonight. Ludeman still at the stripe. She'll check out in favor of Mackenzie Flottmeyer if she makes the 3rd free throw, but of course she doesn't. She'll stay in there, but she gets her own rebound. Feed it underneath. Olsen back out, and now a 3-ball here for Emery Larson. No good, but Jasmine Yost keeps it alive. Now the Knights defending. Ludeman on the right side up top. Jasmine Yost will drive right side back out to Ludeman. Fakes the 3. McEnany with good defense, but the baseline pass, and Okoye gets a hand on the attempt by, it was Flottmeyer shooting. Knights come away with it. It's not Flottmeyer, it's Jordan Kirky waiting at the scorer's table for the next play stoppage, which comes now as Ludeman cuts in front of the entry pass looking for Olivia Satter. So Ludeman checks out, having a nice 8-point night. Kirky back in, and the starting 5 all in there for the Governors. Now with 4.5 minutes to go, clock still continually running. 75-38. Knights haven't scored yet in the 4th quarter. Satter will try to change that. No good, though. Long rebound. It's off of a tip. Ricochets to the student section. And the Governors will take the possession. And the Governors will go, or the Knights rather, will go deeper to their bench. Paige Schweitzer, a 5'6" sophomore, is in. Paxton Peterson, a 5'5" freshman. At 35, Reese Terveen, a 5'7" freshman, among others, in there. There's Flottmeyer around the perimeter to Yost. Back to Flottmeyer. Pull the trigger for 3. That's off the mark. No good. Rebound pulled down by Molly Olsen. A little bit quicker. She'll kick back, and a 3-ball good for Emery Larson. Olsen with the rebound and the assist. The Governors 75-41. I know it's kind of a moot point, but the Governors are outscoring O'Gorman 9-0 here in the 4th quarter. Again, looking for all positives you can here in what'll be their final game of the season, as Larson will knock a pass away out of bounds. O'Gorman gets the luxury of resting their starters, and I tell you what, it is going to be something if O'Gorman and Brandon Valley can meet up again in a would-be state championship. Here's a 3 that misses from Paxton Peterson. Olsen down with a rebound. Governors head up the other end of the floor. Full post-game coming up, and as usual, big plays of the game and your player of the game on the way. How about a banked-in 3 for Emery Larson? And even the O'Gorman student body, some of them, I presume, are basketball players who will be hosting Sioux Falls, Washington tomorrow night in the boys Sodak 16. Even they appreciate that one. 75-44. Here's a 3 from the left wing. That will not go. Long rebound and a good hustle. Keep alive for the Knights. Pulled in by Reese Terveen. Off of a miss by Zoe McEnany, but the Governors get a takeaway. Olsen up ahead. Oh, she has her pocket picked by Terveen. And the Knights will come in transition. McEnany travels with it on the top of the key. 5-for-5 swap here for the Governors, who will bring out their starters one last time, and the Governor fans will rise to their feet. Emery Larson, by the way, with 25 points in her final game in Governor Green. Good to have the Larsons back from Chester as of a couple of seasons ago, and Emery has been a big part of what success the Governors have had this season and even last year as well. We'll get you names and numbers in for Pierce. Zoe Bauer has it now. Skip it back across. Alice Rapp at it. Up top also, Liza Janicki in there. Here's Rapp on an attempt. Janicki with the rebound, but blocked on the way back up. The Governors are going to face a shot clock violation here, though. They never did draw iron. So, Gorman gets it back. 1 minute to play in this one. Governor basketball here in your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com. A pull up two from the left elbow. Good for Paxton Peterson. And O'Gorman hits their first basket, scores their first points of the fourth quarter for what it's worth. Governors have Faith Baumberger in there. She has it now, 5'7" junior. On the move, Janicki will bounce it out. Zoe Bauer tries a three. That's no good. And a battle for a loose ball is pulled down by the Governors. Kick out here. Janicki tries a three, and that won't go. Pierce still with another opportunity up top. And that one missing everything, and it'll land out of bounds on the miss by Zoe Bauer. You're getting offensive rebounds and still working hard. A lot of hustle. Marina Bushbaum in there, but the clock will run out here. 3-2-1, and congratulations to the O'Gorman Knights, who win their 20th straight basketball game. And of course, they got off and running as expected, and they did not take the foot off the gas until the start of the fourth quarter. Your final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it's the O'Gorman Knights 77 and the Pierre Governors 44. O'Gorman off to the state tournament. They're the two-time defending champions. They'll try to make it three in a row next weekend out in Rapid City. And they'll take their 16th straight trip to the state AA basketball tournament. A 3-year run for the Governors at the state AA's comes to an end with the loss here tonight. 77-44. Your final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Use their budget plan and keep full service to stay warm all winter long and control your heating needs all year long as well with Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Let's pause for 3 minutes and we'll come back and we'll get into our post game, which is a service of Family Dental with offices in Pierre and Gettysburg. The Knights off to state. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball and your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Attention high school sports fans. Are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in South Dakota needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
I'm Scott Nye. As a coach for the Pierre Governors, I know a winning game plan is crucial. When it comes to your finances, you deserve one too. At New Edge Advisors, our name is new, but our commitment to you isn't. We're the same trusted team you've known, and we've expanded our playbook of resources to help you plan for retirement, manage investments, and protect your future. Let's build the strategy that gets your financial future into the end zone.
Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC is a separate entity from LPL Financial.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The Garage Doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. They make it easy when looking for a new vehicle, getting all available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop into Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for all your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Dr. Ryan and his team at Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg would like to thank their wonderful patients for allowing us to treat their whole family, from infants to elders and everyone in between, including routine dental care, same-day crowns and bridges, implants, and many more procedures. We are excited that soon we'll be able to offer IV sedation. We are excited for what the future will bring. Call 224-7774 to schedule an appointment today. Again, thank you to all our wonderful patients.
Back at Gorman High as the Knights celebrate a 77-44 victory here that'll send them off to the state double A's. Once again, the Governors' season will come to an end. 5-16 on the season. Of course, the Govs, a fairly young team. Seniors Jasmine Yost, Emery Larson, Mackenzie Flotmeyer playing their final game here tonight. Of course, the Governors were led in spirit this season by Paige Spohr, who is out due to a knee injury from the volleyball season. She is a fourth senior member of this basketball squad as well. Governors, again, certainly very much outmatched in this one. They knew that coming in. I think we had a very realistic conversation with Coach Kirk Bout when we talked about keys to success in this one coming in. And obviously the Governors tried to keep pace as much as they could. But, Gorman is just so quick defensively. They're everywhere in the backcourt. And even if you break the pressure, they still get back. They've got quick hands. They know where the passing lanes are. They apparently study film quite well, because even the Governors, when you get into the half-court offense, it's not a sure thing that you even get a shot up. There were a number of turnovers, takeaways by the Knights in Pierre offensive sets. And it's a great number, I think, for O'Gorman. 29 turnovers by Pierre. 24 of them come from steals by the O'Gorman Knights. It's just a great indication of the style of play and what makes them such a good ball club. And I like to use the term well-oiled machine, because that's exactly what Coach Kent Couls has. O'Gorman led 27-11 at the end of one, and then outscored Pierre 26-9 to lead 53-20 at half, a 26-9 margin in the second period. They added 22 more in the third, 22-12, and it was 75-32. But the Governors have something to sing about. They crushed O'Gorman in the fourth quarter, 12-2. So obviously we use that term with a little bit of levity, as Gorman had role players in off the bench, and they rested their primary players through that entire fourth quarter play. And again, it shows the hustle of the Governors and the lack of or the no quit in that Governor squad, as we should say. But in Pierre, a lot of offensive rebounds in that second half. Certainly a lot of missed shots, leading to a lot of offensive boards. But that's one thing that is always indicative and always a characteristic of Kirk Bout and Terry Becker teams. Throw Jeff Schleckaway and Carice Blanchette in here. This team will never quit. And even though they are a heavy underdog, they're supremely outmatched in games like this. But still, no quit in this team. And we'll look at that in a statistical standpoint in just a moment. The Knights win it here. This is our Family Dental postgame. Family Dental with offices in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Quick pause for station identification as you listen to Pierre Governor Basketball.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety. River 92.7, KGFX FM, and K296FI Pierre. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Knights here punching their ticket to the state tournament will actually cut down the nets here in their own high school gym. 77-44, our final score here tonight. O'Gorman, after a 24 of 47 shooting effort in the first half, they'll go 10 of 20 in the second half, but specifically 9 of 14 in the third period. That helped them grow that lead once again. They started the second half with a mercy margin of 30 plus, leading by 33. They win it by 33, in fact, but they in fact led by 43 when we started the fourth quarter. 10 of 20 in the second half. That's 34 out of 67 overall, including 5 of 7 from long range. They'll hit 4 out of 6 from the free throw line. And the Knights have 4 players in double figures. Sadie Merman, who had a big third quarter, and she got some shot opportunities, scored 12 points in the third period, finishes with a team-high 21 as Merman leads the way. Sydney Trevine with 16 points. Ruby Moore scored 14 for the Knights, all of them coming in the first half. Ellie Meyer with 10 points, and then add to that London Backus with a pair of threes for 6. Hayden Weber off the bench with 5 points. The Knights get 2 from Aluwala Okoye off the bench, and Paxton Peterson hit for 2. Olivia Satter with a free throw down off the bench. 77 on the board for the O'Gorman Knights. For the Governors, after a 7 of 15 first half, they'll go 8 of 23 in the second half. All told, 15 of 38. And to put this in perspective, Pierre is 15 of 38 on the game. O'Gorman was 24 of 47 in just the first half. So they outshot the Governors in one half, relating to the Governors' full game, 47 to 38. And the Knights hit 24 shots compared to 15 for the Governors. Knights with 24 in the first half, the Governors with 15 on the game. And all I'm doing is just kind of expanding upon what a good ball club these O'Gorman Knights are. Pierre goes 9 of 24 from outside the arc. 7 of those 9 hit by Emery Larson, who plays her final game as a Pierre Governor. Alex Ludeman had the other 2 3 balls. I've got Emery with 27 points in her final game and one of her higher scoring totals in her 2 seasons playing for the Governor girls. So a good game there for Emery, no doubt. Ludeman with 8 points off the bench is second in line. Zoe Bauer had a 3-pointer. Molly Olson held to just 2 free throws tonight. Ellen Hart with 2 points. Alice Rapp off the bench with 2 for the Governors, who fall 77 to 44. O'Gorman with 36 rebounds. Let's make that 26 rebounds pulled down, 15 of them on the offensive glass. Governors, I've got unofficially with 30 rebounds and 15 offensive boards, 13 coming in the second half. And granted, a lot of those in the fourth quarter as the Governors starters were a little bit out hustling many of the O'Gorman reserve players. And that kind of skews those numbers. But obviously the big number tonight to a negative for Pierre is 29 turnovers, 24 of which, as we mentioned, come on steals by the Knights. O'Gorman guilty of 9 turnovers themselves, and the Knights have a 16-11 advantage in the assist column, but they're off to state with a 33-point victory, 77 to 44. Cubs end the season 5-16. The Knights are 20-1. Of course, they get the victory here, certainly not without the help of big plays in the game. The big plays are brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics. And for William Wilson, you can run whatever we need to in the break as far as business we need to tend to yet for our postseason and sports marketing sponsors. Let's take a timeout, and we'll have your big plays of the game when we come back with more Pierre Governor basketball.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
It's time to stop making excuses. The peace of mind you get after a colonoscopy is worth it. It's the best way to prevent and detect one of the deadliest cancers. In fact, your doctor can remove precancerous polyps during the procedure if necessary. That's right, before it even turns to cancer. No excuses. Get a colonoscopy at 45 and follow up every 10 years or as recommended by your doctor. Find a location or schedule now at avera.org/colon.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
Postgame continues. It's time for big plays in this contest. The big plays are brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics as Gorman wins it 77-44. Obviously, your big plays of the game is the in-your-face defense and the way the Knights are, make it so difficult for anybody they play to get the ball across half court, let alone get set up with some kind of offense. But obviously, the big plays are the 24 steals for O'Gorman, many of which, and those takeaways turning in to Knight points, and what turned into basically a 53-20 halftime lead and leads the way to a 77-44 Sodak 16 victory, the 2 seed over the 15. Your big plays brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. And if we haven't heard from them yet, we'll hear from them and announce our Cowboy Country Stores player of the game as well, as we take this break here in our post-game player of the game. Coming up next, Pierre Governor basketball.
This winter, Beck Motor Company is your go-to Chevy dealer for automotive needs. From the tough, rugged Chevy Silverado to a versatile Equinox, we've got the perfect ride for every season. Need service? Our expert team is here to keep you cruising through winter with confidence. Beck Motor Company, your trusted local Chevy dealer, proudly serving you with top-notch vehicles, service, and customer care. Stop by today and drive away with a deal you'll love. www.beck-motors.com, 605-224-5912.
I'm Scott Nye. As a coach for the Pierre Governors, I know a winning game plan is crucial. When it comes to your finances, you deserve one too. At New Edge Advisors, our name is new, but our commitment to you isn't. With the same trusted team you've known, and we've expanded our playbook of resources to help you plan for retirement, manage investments, and protect your future. Let's build the strategy that gets your financial future into the end zone.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC is a separate entity from LPL Financial.
Century Business Products is a proud provider of the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to the Pierre School District, backed by 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color cost? Looking to reduce printers?
Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than your local Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Anytime is a good time for Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Fill up your tank and your stomach. Fresh baked pastries, coffees, regular and breakfast pizzas, Camp's chicken, and more. Feed the family while on the go. Then treat yourself to soft serve ice cream in cones and dishes. Convenience with a capital C. Cowboy Country Stores, Euclid Avenue and Harrison Avenue in Pierre and in Fort Pierre.
Cowboy Country Store sponsors players of the game, and in the postseason, we will keep it local, and it's kind of a no-brainer, but we'll keep you in suspense and pat the backs of the O'Gorman Knights, who lead the way in this 77-44 victory. Sadie Merman with a night-high 21 points, and 12 of those coming in a hot shooting third period for Merman, who had 9 at the half and was third in line, but she passed Ruby Moore and Sydney Tervine. Tervine with 16, Moore with 14, and then Ellie Meyer in double digits with 10. Obviously, are all all-state caliber guards, as Coach Kirk Bout had mentioned, alluding to Ruby Moore, Sydney Tervine, and Sadie Merman. They're all big in this one and certainly worthy of player of the game mention. But for the Pierre Governors, a honorable mention goes to Alex Ludeman, who scores 8 points off the bench tonight. Governors obviously hoping for some good things in the future, and that might start with this freshman class with Ludeman, Zoe Bauer, Alice Rapp, and among others. Of course, they've got sophomores and juniors coming back next season as well. And Marina Bushbaum, a junior, Faith Baumberger, Jordan Kirky, still a junior as well. Molly Olson obviously will be the most experienced player back next year for the Governors. But tonight belonged to, I think, the seniors in Jasmine Yost and Kenzie Flotmeyer. Also, we mentioned Paige Sporer earlier, but tonight did belong to Emery Larson. Larson, who, if she can get hot, she can score an awful lot. She hit 7 threes tonight on my stat sheet, and that's a 7 out of 16. That's a pretty good percentage for Emery. She hit 3 buckets inside the arc as well. I think they had her for 25 on the scoreboard. I've got her for 27. I'm going with 27. The 5'5 senior Emery Larson will pick up a player of the game honor in her final basketball contest. 27 is game high in this one, although the Governors come up short, obviously 77-44. Emery Larson, our Cowboy Country Store's player of the game. We'll give her a T-shirt noting her accomplishments in leading the Governors, even though their season comes to the end this evening. Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre with player of the game. I want to remind everybody, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety for all of those on the road reminds everybody to slow the drive and arrive alive. Yes, we did have to run and drive through some freezing rain on the way here through the central portion of our trip from Plankinton through Mitchell, most of the way to at least of the Minnehaha County line. Why do I have to deal with that? If anybody still is heading back, remember, slow the drive, arrive alive, and buckle up. It starts with you. A reminder from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. We've got one more break to take to help out our postseason sponsors. We appreciate what they do for us. And when we come back, we'll take a look at what else is going on. The rest of the AA bracket in Sodak 16 girls, a preview of the boys AA bracket tomorrow. We've got the Governors at Huron coming up tomorrow. We'll talk about that. And we've got some other games in boys hoops that are still going on Dakota Radio Group, DRG Media Group stations as well. So one more break, and we'll come back and preview that and wrap this one up. You're listening to Pierre Governor postseason basketball.
Get 35% off fall and winter apparel now at Dakota Mart and KJ Field and Cloth in Pierre. It's time to shop and save on all remaining fall and winter apparel now. Coats, boots, hats, sweaters, gloves, all your fall and winter favorites now 35% off. This includes Pierre's newest boutique, KJ Field and Cloth, located in the lower level of Dakota Mart. Don't miss your chance to save on the latest fashions before they're gone. KJ Field and Cloth and Dakota Mart in the lower level of Dakota Mart in Pierre.
Hi, this is Clark Chaudhry, the Business Development Officer at American Bank and Trust in Pierre. Over 25 years of experience as a local business owner, I'm familiar with the day-to-day trials and needs it takes for your farm and business to be successful. AB&T in Pierre has a team of experienced agriculture and business banking professionals that speak your language. Make American Bank and Trust your trusted banking advisor. Call or visit us online at abt.bank today.
Graham Tire in Pierre is proud to support high school sports and the students and families that make our community so special. At Graham Tire, we focus on customer service, nationwide warranties, and everyday low prices on tires and auto services. We only offer the best brands, including Goodyear, Dunlop, Cooper, and Titan. Visit us today to discuss new tires or other auto services. Graham Tire and Automotive, 421 West Sioux in Pierre. Call us at 224-8643. Schedule service online at grahamtire.com.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it to replay this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Back at O'Gorman for a final trip around South Dakota to take a look at other scores. Brian Oakland here as the Governor's season comes to an end tonight. Tomorrow we do have Governor Boys Sodak 16 action. Another 6 o'clock start time. We'll be at the Huron Arena where the third seed 16-4 Huron Tigers will entertain the Pierre Governors. And I guess in one way it'll be like old times. It'll be it's going to be a district matchup from the old days in District 3 AA as Huron will host the Governors earlier this month. The Governors played on a Tuesday night in Huron, did lose by 11, but if I remember right, but it was a 4-point game going into the fourth quarter. Of course, the Tigers played without SDSU recruit 6'10 standout Blake Elwine that night, but Davis Chase had a big game, 27 points, something like that. Obviously, the Governors will be an underdog in that one as a 14 seed playing at number 3, but you never know. The Governors who gave Sioux Falls Roosevelt, who was the number 2 seed, all they could handle 1 week ago tonight here in Sioux Falls, could get in there and pull an upset. We'll find out if they can do that tomorrow with that 6 o'clock tip-off, and we'll be on the air at 5:30. Meanwhile, here's the rest of the AA Sodak 16 for girls. Of course, O'Gorman beating Pierre. O'Gorman will play Mitchell in the first round of the state tournament in Rapid City next week. Mitchell holds off Spearfish, and they defeat the Spartans 52-42. Some close games that we had at halftime. The favorites in those games all did pull away, like Aberdeen Central, who defeats Rapid City Central 55-38. Aberdeen will play the winner of Rapid City Stevens and Yankton in the quarterfinals of the state tournament. Sioux Falls Jefferson, who was tied with Huron at halftime, opened things up quite a bit. The Jeffies lead Huron 63-47. They're in the final minute, so we'll chalk that one up for Jefferson, and we'll also chalk one up for Sioux Falls Washington, who has a 51-42 lead over Sioux Falls Roosevelt in the final minute of that one. Brandon Valley beat Sturgis earlier tonight, 52-24. They will play the winner of T Area and Harrisburg. They are closing in on halftime right now, 25-21. T Area leads in T. Rapid City Stevens so far having no trouble with Yankton. It's 28-14 with a few minutes left in the first half there. So it looks like we'll probably have Brandon Valley against, it's too close to call, T Area or Harrisburg. Then you'd have Aberdeen against Rapid City Stevens, O'Gorman versus Mitchell, Washington against Jefferson when the state tournament starts next Thursday out in Rapid City. Tomorrow, the AA boys, in addition to Pierre at Huron, in the same two-game bracket, you've got Sioux Falls, Washington, the 11 seed here, at O'Gorman High. So if the Govs pull an upset, they would play the winner of either Washington or O'Gorman in the state tournament in Rapid City in a couple of weekends. Meanwhile, 10 seed Sioux Falls Jefferson plays at Brandon Valley the 7 tomorrow. 2 seed Sioux Falls Roosevelt hosts Rapid City Central. It'll be number 12 Mitchell at number 5 Watertown. Number 13, the upstart Yankton Bucks, playing at number 4 Harrisburg. T area, the 9 seed, goes out west to play number 8 Spearfish, and top seeded Sioux Falls Lincoln will host Sturgis. There are some games still going on, and on DRG Media Group stations, in particular, Stanley County hosting Chamberlain. Justin Cowart with that one on KGFX AM. That is a Region 6 semifinal. And the winner of that goes to the Class A boys Sodak 16, which will be on Tuesday night, as the Buffaloes are 19-2 on the season. Actually, they're 18-2 on the season. Stanley County leads Chamberlain right now 31-16, and they're about halfway through the second quarter. So you can tune in on that one. Also in Region 6A, it's Cheyenne Eagle Butte starting the second period, leading Mobridge Pollock 15-8. And that one is on Star 99.5 FM up north. In Class B on KMLO, Sully Butte has a 33-24 lead over Faulkton area in region. Region 6B, Sully Butte's 33-24 leading in Oneida over Faulkton area. And that one also for a trip to the Class B, Sodak 16. Kadoka area leading White River in 7B 24-21. Gettysburg leading early going to the second period over Ipswich in 6B 13-10. Couple of area scores to talk about there. But one game that we were supposed to have on KPLO had Lyman going to Mitchell to play Corsica Stickney in Region 5B. The semifinals in Region 5B got postponed. They'll be played tomorrow, so you can join Darren Boyle with the call of that one with Lyman and Corsica Stickney scheduled for 5 o'clock tomorrow. Darren's pregame will be about 4:40 on KPLO. And, of course, we have Pierre and Huron on River 92.7 starting with a 5:30 pregame tomorrow. So that's a preview of what's going on, and continued best of luck to our area teams. Feel free to tune over to KGFX or KMLO and listen to Stanley County or the Sully Buttes game that we've got going on our respective stations and, of course, at drgnews.com. One final reminder for the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, reminding everybody on the roads to slow down, stay alert, don't veer for deer, and buckle up, too. Every trip, every time. South Dakota Office of Highway Safety saying it starts with you. You've got someplace to be. Big thanks for Caleb Brozick for running the camera tonight from the balcony up on the upper end of the court here at O'Gorman High. He'll be with us way up high at the Huron Arena tomorrow night, as well as the Governors take on the Tigers. And for William and Cortana back in studio, helping us out audio-wise, I'm Brian Oakland. Your final score, 77-44. This postseason basketball contest has been brought to you by this station, our advertisers, and these member schools of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. No rebroadcast in whole or in part may be made without express written permission of the SDHS-AA. Your final Gales Gas Service scoreboard. The O'Gorman Knights are on to the state tournament, defeating the Pierre Governors tonight 77-44. You've been listening to Pierre Governor postseason basketball and your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com. We'll see you tomorrow, 5:30 from the Huron Arena for the boys, Sodak 16 here on River 92.7. Good Friday evening, everybody.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Sports on the official home of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7 and DRG Media Group. Governor Sports is brought to you by your Pierre Sports marketing sponsors, Bank West, Beck Motors, Dakota Storm Roofing, Superior Concrete, Live Ticket, Overhead Door, New Edge Advisors, Avera Orthopedics, Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, Kruger Contracting, Century Business Products, and the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency of American Family Insurance. Governor Sports is also sponsored in part by Dakota Mart, TMA, First Dakota National Bank, May Adam Law Office, Edward Jones, Avera St. Mary's Hospital, Wegner Auto, Ram Tire, and by Xander Auto Parts, American Bank and Trust, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, Hawaii Federal Credit Union, the Ramkota Hotel and Conference Center, Tokyo Hibachi and Sushi, Bauman Lumber, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. And coverage of high school sports on River 92.7 is also brought to you by these special in-game sponsors: Bank West, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, Central Dakota Eye Care, Envirotech, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection, Rounds Financial Services, Comtech, Coca-Cola Bottling, Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial, Hermanson Endodontics, Family Dental, Cowboy Country Stores, and Gale's Gas Service of Pierre. Thanks for listening to Pierre Governors Sports on the official home of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.